Hello, I'm David Clark from Cochran, Georgia, and this is called Another Man's Shoulder. It's been just a touch over 10 years ago now since Daddy called one afternoon. My daddy didn't get agitated very often, but he fairly blurted out, "Son, you need to come up here, can you? Your mother doesn't know who I am, son." What's got me thinking is how it was 10 years ago now that Daddy didn't get agitated very often. 10 years ago now that he and Mama were still around to get agitated, or lost, or sad, or joyful. Daddy lasted another year and a half, and poof, he was gone. Mama followed 390-odd days later. Another 2,700-odd days have passed, and I'm closer to 50 years old than I am to the mailbox at the end of my driveway. And I'm wondering, where is all the time gone? But the mirror tells me. Time went into the business of producing gray and wrinkle, and into development of calmness and patience in places I never knew existed. After a violent yank and jolt and adjustment of life's focus 10 years ago, the days since then have been a continuing slow-motion fine-tuning of a view that leaves me deeply filled with faith in parts and highly cynical in others. I plow ahead with learning about nature and with fulfilling my duties at the work I get paid to do. I manage to generally keep a quiet bubble between me and the mayhem the world seems to be engrossed in, where everyone is blaming others about things that either can't be changed or they're not willing to change themselves. I find it amazing to consider what causes folks to get wrapped around the axle until I remember that I get wrapped around the axle over stupider things. And then I leap back in my mind to 10 years ago when the slightest thing could ruin my day. Mama's Alzheimer's changed all that by teaching me the insignificance of almost everything we typically call trouble. Every day now, sometimes several times a day, I'm running into somebody who looks beaten and tired. The next thing you know, after we shake hands, they're telling me their mama or their daddy or their wife or husband has dementia. I've gotten to where I can almost pick them out on the street because of some deep recognition of that beaten and tired look. I thank God that my leg of that journey is over, and that I'm able to finally begin repaying my debt to the universe of angels who just happened to show up along my path 10 years ago, the ones who put their hand on my shoulder and told me to hang in there. For years now, I've wondered what God's purpose is in the soul-searing mess of dementia and other life-mangling experiences, and I've come to believe the purpose is just that, to sear one's soul and to mangle one's life, so that at some point each one of us can learn how to serve by the simple act of putting our hand on someone else's shoulder. This is David Clark from Cochran, Georgia.